the other side. I guess I could show my face. I'm in the back of my car, my rental car, hanging out at the Bonneville Salt Flats. And I left from Grants Pass, Oregon this morning and just got here probably like 5 minutes ago. It's pretty cool. I was unsure of what to expect. I don't know very much about this location, and it was just on the way, and so I made it a destination. And I figured with the timing and all my driving I did today, I left at 7 in the morning, so I've been on the road for about 12 hours. And maybe not 12 hours, I don't know. Kind of feels like that. With my stops and everything that I had, it's probably been about 12 hours, but I thought it would be really cool to have a nice broadcast, maybe for a little bit as the sun's going down. But this is such a gorgeous place. Take you around. These mountains are super cool. But as you can see, as it gets like further, you can barely see. Sorry for the sound. There's like a little mountain, little snow-capped mountains over there. But it's pure salt, folks. You can see over here. I probably won't have such a long live as I normally do since I'm on location, but I did want to come through and bring in something because it is Tuesday today, and I knew that it's kind of in this space. I did go on to Instagram and did a live, just kind of talking about some of the things that I've been thinking about on my way here. And I apologize if you're making comments. The sun's right in my eyes, so but I do want you guys to have a really beautiful view here of what I'm seeing and just enjoying. I spent most of today listening to some podcasts just as a reminder of like the purpose of why I even do the things that I do and why I bring emotional intelligence teaching and energetics teaching. And I'm just reminded, going back to Grants Pass, I grew up down there, Grants Pass, Oregon, and kind of just hung out down in that area. And it just reminded me of when I was a kid and just the innocence and the wonder that I felt in my heart, and some of the concepts that even as I was becoming an adult that I would learn, like quantum physics, and you have PTSD. I think we all have PTSD from something or another. Hopefully it's not from the sun, laggy turtle gaming. But so I was thinking about, when I was a kid, and then as I was becoming an adult and learning about quantum physics from a Deepak Chopra book that I read at the library when I was like 17 or 18. I don't know. I was looking for something, some purpose in life. And what do you guys think about, she's going to beat you. Oh no. What do you guys think about the sun? It's beautiful. Hiding from your mom right now, and I only wanted to choose a different book. Well, that's seems like some serious things going on down there. I'm in, just in case you guys are curious, I'm in Utah at the Salt Flats right now. So it got me thinking, and quantum physics is definitely something that was very interesting to me when I was, over, it's like 20 years ago now. And the fact that quantum physics is so much more popular now than it was back then, like it was such a new concept. And like how when you have these new concepts, people kind of will think that you're crazy because it goes against everything that they know in the old world. And I don't know if you guys are interested in these musings, but I'm going to just land it anyways. The the other piece is so we have quantum physics, and then we have all of this energy that we're trying to relate to ourselves. At least this is me. And so I'm listening to a podcast that's just basically talking about that. And, at the time that I was 18, it was almost like I knew that there was something more that I was missing. And even when I was 21, I would go from church to church, just different denominations, even the Catholic Church, and just never felt like I belonged in any of them. Like it just felt like something was always missing. And so over time, I, I clung to whatever truth I could hold on to. And even the truth that I had clung on to when I turned 20, I'd say like 25, 26. What's today? 2020. Ooh, 2025. Yeah, so about 20, yeah, about that age. When I turned around that age, I became basically foundationally jilted in whatever religion was. And it wasn't necessarily anything of the Bible, it was a man's interpretation of the Bible. And to kind of give even more context, my when I was in that when I was like seeking the truth back then, this would have been like 2005, maybe even sooner, 2004. When I was seeking truth back then, that's what I held on to. And you can only hold on to whatever frequency you're at. So it just, for that, it made sense for me. But the message, so that a lot of the message was good. A lot of the message was biblical truth. A lot of the message was, you know, the the Bible, about learning it and really having it be this strong foundation in your being. And then there was this open forum, and it was about a 3 hour program every single Monday through Friday from like 5 to 8 or something like that. And the guy, he's now since passed, but his name was Harold Camping. And for anybody that's curious or interested or maybe even knows anything about it, it's on a program. It was a radio program, and it was on family radio. And he had predicted that the world was going to end in rapture. And so it was this, now that I look back at it, it was a serious death cult. And so that's how I view a lot of this end of the world evangelism is, you know, they don't know. And if somebody's doing that, they've almost perverted what the message of life is in the Bible. And so that was pretty earth shattering, spiritually shattering. It came, that happened all when when my dad died, and so obviously I was having the end of the rapture date happened, it was like a year after my dad had passed away. And there was no way for me, a 25-year-old girl who never had her father in her life, to truly grieve that in any positive capacity. It was it was very much a struggle for me for a good couple years. Losing any parent is going to be hard, and I'm not saying that mine was any more special than anybody else's. It's, when a parent leaves you, your identity shifts. It doesn't matter which parent it is. It doesn't matter if they were involved, if they weren't. There's going to be some feelings there. So I had a really hard struggle with kind of coming to terms with those pieces of my life, of one, losing my dad, and then two, having this spiritual foundation that I thought was true, be kind of rug was pulled from underneath me, and it was a very difficult time for me. And it took a while for me to regain myself, and even then it was still difficult. It didn't take until I got pregnant with my young son. He's now 12, and it didn't take until then for me to kind of snap out of that. And even then, I don't think I fully snapped out of it. I just went on to a whole nother truth thing. The good thing out of, following that radio evangelist was I got to read the Bible, and I learned a lot of spiritual concepts doing that. So it wasn't necessarily the most negative thing. There's some good stuff that happened from it. But the but the other piece of it was, now what is truth? Like what is our purpose? If the world isn't going to end, then what? I'm very much a proponent of now what. Even if I don't know that I'm asking that question, it's still a great question to have. So I share this story because I want to share the the search for purpose is unique for each and every one of us. And I was telling everyone on Instagram, when I was going through the when I was going through part of my drive today, there was just some words that came through in one of the podcasts of, like, we're all connected. Every single one of us, even the worst of us, like, we are still connected to those parts of us. Even like the most insane, crazy narcissist, we're still connected to them. That is still us, to if we're looking at it on a holistic perspective. And then there's one of us, and we are so beautifully made and unique and wonderful. And as I'm driving across the country, not all the way, but a significant portion of it. I mean, I've never been down these roads, so it's a nice change of scenery. But as I'm looking at everything in and how awesome our world is, and how beautiful and unique we are in our gifts and talents and our voice and our connections, and how important it is for every single one of us to, connect with at least somebody, because that's part of who we are. Is we are these little balls of connection. So, needless to say, much of my life has been spent chasing down the mystical truths of the this temporal realm and not being stuck in it, but like accessing that spiritual realm as well. You guys, it's so beautiful here. I'm just staring off over here into this little glimpse of everything. I have to boogie out soon, but 7. But I just wanted to share that story because it was such a big, it molded me so much. And every one of us has unique stories like this. And I had to get some of this. I don't know if the color is coming out. Maybe it's my sunglasses though too. It just looks really green and pretty. Just gorgeous. The sun is allegedly supposed to set at 7:30. But there we go. So yeah, I had some really nice mystical confirmations in my drive, and it doesn't escape me that, you know, I've landed on a salt flat, and that's like another biblical principle, like you're the salt of the earth, and if the salt loses its savor, meaning like if you lose your essence, then what are you? And this whole journey is almost like a what am I journey. Where do I fit? Where do I go? And I've had to deal with some really deep identity changes in the last couple years, and still going to go through more. I mean, anytime anything in our life changes, you get married, you get divorced, you get a boyfriend, you leave a boyfriend or girlfriend, you have a child, the child leaves your home because they're an adult, parents pass away, your siblings pass away. Like there's all these changes that affect your identity. And I feel that in the past couple years, my boundaries have been like my priority, but in that, my identity has shifted so much. And the question of who I am, what I am, where am I, like all these irrelevant questions just come to the surface when you're dealing with these identity things. So, yeah. Anyhow, um, I've been on the road since 7:30 this morning. I don't know if the time has changed. I think it did shift. So it says it's 7 right now, but it could be, I don't know, a different time. I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling, but I also want to like bring into consciousness my purpose now as it's shifting and changing and being refined, because I called this year the year of refinement. I don't know if you guys can see it, but right back there's a mountain. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. But I call this the year of refinement, and it really means to like take everything that I am and not add too much to it, but to really refine the details of everything that I've gathered, not add too much to it, but to refine it to become clearer and a better version of who and what and where I am. And that means really refining my purpose, which is to basically teach people how to come into their own body, to be aware of their body, and then to ultimately be able to expand and be a part of not just this realm, but of the other realms that we have access to, including the heavenly realm. And I've had that desire in my heart for a good few years now. Like I have a friend, and he shared with me some information, and it really helped to help me align in my purpose here, because there's I don't know, I feel like I need, and maybe you guys do too, but I need like this higher purpose of this is this is how I live and why I live, and it's not for me, but it's for everybody else. Just want this higher higher mind. But I want to take some more pictures, and I think I have to buggy out here soon. Thank you for coming on and listening to my ramblings. I know I'm going to keep it short today, and I'll do another one. I'll be back home by next Tuesday, but I'll see you guys then at a normal time, and we'll have a normal topic. I haven't decided what that'll be yet. I'm going to wait until after my trip is almost over. I should be back home by Saturday, Sunday at the latest, but I will figure out a topic and we'll go live. But I'm glad I got to take in all of this. It's just really, really cool. My lips are so dry. It's so drying, but it's so cool. Anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. I've got to boogie on. I'm going to go hang out with my friends on their podcast, and I will chat with you guys later. Bye.